Hi there, this is video C5. It is the second round of restriction practice. So remember, we're looking at fundamental counting principle, which simplest, draw a blank for every decision you have to make. I would label the blanks and then fill in any restrictions you have. I would invite you all to turn off the video, do the questions if you haven't already, give them a shot. You got nothing to lose. If you're worried, use pencil. And then you check the answer key, see if you're good. And if not, watch the video. Maybe if you check the answer key, you only find out that, you got 3G wrong, and you can just fast forward through the rest of the video with me talking. Okay, here we go. A new radio station chooses its 4-letter call name. The first letter must be a C. The second letter must be E, F, J, K, or S. The third letter must be a vowel, A, E, I, O, U. And the fourth letter must be a consonant different from the others. Oh my goodness, that's an awful lot of rules. How many different call names can we make? All right, well, first of all, how many decisions do we have to make? It's a 4-letter call name, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And, if you wanted to argue and you say, well, first one has to be a C, that's not really a decision. That's fine. So C, and there's only one C. Done. Now the next one can be E, F, J, K, or S. And I'm just going to double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 choices. The third letter must be a vowel. E, E, I, O, U. And if anybody's wondering why it goes 1 to lowercase, I don't know. It'll probably be fixed on yours. And in fact, I'm going to mark it so that I do fix it. It looks silly. Okay, but that's 5 choices. And now this one has to be a consonant, but not the ones we've already used. So we've already used a C for sure. That was number 1. We've used one of these. Let's say it's the K. So that's 2 that are gone for sure. So in the alphabet, there are 26 letters, and we've used up 2, which should leave us with 24 choices. So that's going to be 25, 600 different call names can be formed. And there we go. All right. Emily, the combination question lockers. Okay. Emily was trying to remember the combination to her locker. The combination is 3 numbers. Okay, before you can go any further, you know what? I'm gonna use my highlighter. So what does that tell you? Exactly. It tells me 1, 2, 3. There's going to be 3 lines. First number, second number, third number. Okay. The numbers on the locker range from 1 to 12. All she can remember is that the last combination is either 11 or 1. 11 or, 1 or 11. How many different does she have to try? Okay, so restriction first. This is our restriction. This part first. There's 2 choices there. Now, numbers cannot be repeated. We started with 12, and we used 1 back here. We either used the 1 or the 11. So that leaves us with, how many are left? And you know what, if you want, actually, I'm going to do it the way I do it sometimes on the board. Oh, this might not be a good idea. Okay, so let's just pretend I've used the 11 there, which means now I can't repeat, so 11 is not a choice, which should leave me, if I count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 choices. And now let's say I've used the 2. It doesn't matter. So if I use the 2 this time, that means it's not available over there, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 choices. I don't know if writing the options down there helped, but sometimes when it gets confusing, it works like a charm. Okay, you could have said there were 12 numbers. We used 1 there. We can't repeat, so then there's going to be 11 left and 10 left. Oopsies. 440 maybe? No, 220. 11 times 10 times 2. There's 220 options if repeats aren't allowed. All right, now I'm hoping, now to see how I did that one. Again, maybe pause the video, try this one. 3 choices, first, second, third. Now, our restriction again, 1 or 11, so there's 2 choices here, but what's the difference? What? Not be repeated? Can't be repeated. So that means once I use the 1 or 11, I still can use any of the other numbers. That means there's 12 choices because there were 12 numbers and 12 choices. See what it is, maybe? Yeah. I try and do mental math. I keep telling everybody that's how I prevent Alzheimer's. I don't know if that's true, but it keeps me from being lazy. All right, so we got Adam, Beth, Charles, Dan, Elizabeth, and Gloria are lining up for a picture. In how many ways can they be arranged if there are no restrictions? Okay, so everybody's lining up for a picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 6 blanks. One way to look at this is to literally imagine you're doing it. So you've got these students, you need to line them up for a picture. Let's just pretend they're not cooperating. Nobody wants to be the first one. So you just start, okay, you're first. Okay, how many do I have to pick from the first time? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. All right, let's say I picked Elizabeth first. Now, they're still not cooperating, so I have to pick somebody else. How many are left to pick from? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say, there goes Adam, which now I think you should see the pattern. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I like the factorial button. It's an X with an exclamation mark. I think it looked different on, I had a different calculator before, but it is the shortcut. We're going to get to it later, but I'm lazy. Factorial is 720. And what that means, I guess I should show you, it's the same as going 6 times 5 times 4 times. It's just a, oh, didn't work unless you see it. It's just a much faster version. You can do it either way. Yeah. How did it, this didn't say whether I could repeat or not. Well, sometimes it doesn't say it. Right here, cannot be repeated, can be repeated. It's pretty straightforward. But if I'm getting people to line up for a picture, I can't have Elizabeth in line and then say, okay, now next to Elizabeth, let's put Elizabeth again. That doesn't work because like they're physical objects, they're things. There's only one of them, so we can't repeat. No, sometimes that's another way to do it is if you have physical objects you're arranging, or you have numbers that are written on a piece of paper and you only have one of each number, then you know there's no repeats allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girl, boy, girl, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girl, boy. All right, let's see if we can do this. All right, so how many girls have we got? Well, there's Beth and Elizabeth and Gloria. That means there are 3. I am going to finish with the girls and then I'll do the guys after. It just, I don't know, I find it easier. So if there are 3 girls and one of them is now in line, then when we go to pick the next girl, there's going to be 2. And then there's going to be 1 left. So it might have been Beth, and then Elizabeth and Gloria are left. And I pick Elizabeth, and then Gloria is left over there. And for the boys, we got Charles, Dan, Adam, Charles, and Dan. So there's 3 choices, and then 2 choices, and then 1 choice. That's going to give me 36. Must alternate sexes, either starting with a boy or a girl. Well, we know that if it starts with a girl, this is their answer. What if it starts with a boy? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There are 3 boys. 1, 2, 3. And then one of them standing. So then there's 2, and there's 1. And with girls, there's 1, 2, 3. And you're thinking it's exactly the same answer, and it is. But the question is, the actual answer is 72. And it says either, which means this arrangement is just fine, or this arrangement is just fine. Now, you're like, whoa, we have been multiplying everything and suddenly you're adding stuff. That's when we're talking about cases. Okay, so there's 2 cases here. Either it starts with a boy or it starts with a girl, but they can't be both. Okay? It doesn't work for both. So when you have mutually exclusive cases, you add them. It's like, here's all my choices. And in fact, we just figured out there was 720. We did that in the first question. Now here, we're going to say there are some I'm making my picture too small. So there's 36 ways that they alternate, starting with girls, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy. And if you go for boys, I'm making a mess, I'm sorry. There are also 36 ways, but these 2 don't overlap. So they're mutually exclusive, you know that from last section. So your answer is 72. So I think either might be another one of those kind of magic-y words to watch for. Just careful. All right. The boys must be together on the left and the girls together on the right. I think we should pause the video. I'm going to pause the video. let you do the question. All right, let's see. Boys must be together on the left and the girls together on the right. I gotta show you guys something here. And that. The lighting's pretty bad, but there is a little nose and a pair of little eyes that are helping. That's Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean. She's my pupper, she's helping me. That's what happens when I work at home. And look at those eyes. Can you tell I gotta finish this video pretty soon because those eyes are just, like, come on, Mom. Please, please, play with me. All right, but we're gonna finish this first. I said I was gonna finish this first. Okay, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was gonna make it complicated, but I don't need to. Okay, so this is gonna be boy, 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 girl, girl, girl. So 3, 2, 1, right? Just 3 guys. And then we add them in line, and then we put Charles in line, and then we put Dan in line, 3, 2, 1. Then we start with the girls. 3, 2, 1. And I'm pretty sure, once again, we're gonna get 36. I had no idea so many of these were gonna have the same answer. Now, the boys must stand together. I'm going to do this on a separate sheet because I'm going to show you 2 ways. Well, I hope I'm going to show you 2 ways. We'll see. We'll see if it works. It's one of those cases versus not cases, and hope for the best. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could put the boys on the left. Just like we did there. But the boys have to stand together. So, you know, another option is we could put a girl on this side, then put the 3 boys, and then have the 2 girls there, right? I'll put the numbers in later. Or we could go girl, girl, boy, boy, girl. And these are separate cases because I can't have the 3 boys at the left and the 3 boys second from the left at the same time. It's just impossible. How many more do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we can go girl, 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 boy, boy, boy. Now, I'm thinking this is still going to be 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. You know by now that's 6. Now 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm lazy. And I will fess up and I will tell you that I'm doing this in July in the middle of that nasty hot heat wave. So I'm not going to go through them, but they're all going to be the same. But they are mutually exclusive cases. So then we're going to add those up. We get 144 different ways they can do that. Okay, so that is using cases. And if I go back, this is 3E C5. When I do my answer key, I'm going to include this. Or Yeah, this one I knew was going to work. This one I'm not 100% sure. What we're going to do is we're going to take those 3 boys and we're just going to call them TB. And instead of writing it out, I'm sure this is going to save us any time, but let's try. So we can have, so what I'm going to do is arrange the 3 girls and group of boys. So I'm just going to treat them as like one thing. It's just like the 3 guys, they're going there. So in this case, 3 guys are going to the left, and then girl, girl, girl. So my decisions, instead of having to place, I was placing 6 people here. I'm like, okay, you 3 boys, you're first, and then girl, girl, girl. And then go girl, 3 boys, girl, 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 3 boys. Oopsies. Girl, girl. Oops, lost my line. Girl, girl. Here it goes. So there's only one group of boys, and then there's 3, 1. And then this is 3, 2, 1. 1 boys, 1 group, 1 group. And then 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. So each of these, oops, that looks like it's going to be 6, and 6, and 6, and 6. But then those 3 boys, 3. Okay, and now that I'm this far in the question, I'm realizing this did not make it any simpler. It actually made it more complicated, and that's going to be 6. So really, these ones should have 6 in them. Okay, it didn't make it better. I think the first explanation was a little bit better. This becomes important where you've got a question where Bill and Sally have to stand beside each other. You can just treat them as one person and then do all the work. And at the very end, you just double it because maybe it's Bill and Sally, or maybe it's Sally and Bill. Just saying, life is an experiment. All right. Let's go back to the questions. Oh, okay, so we'll get a Beth and Gloria question coming on right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Adam and Dan must be at the ends. Now, it doesn't say Adam is at the start, Dan is at the end, or the other way around. It says they just have to be at the end. So when I go to do this, that could be Adam or Dan. And then this one is the other. I don't know how to explain that. So if we go first person, has to be Adam or Dan. So there's 2 choices. And once, let's say we put Dan at the front, then there's only going to be 1 choice. Adam's got to be back here. Now the rest of the people don't care. They just have to line up. So we have used, let's go back up here. How many people were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have now had Adam and Dan, or Dan and Adam, whatever, are seated or standing where they need to be. We have 6. 2 of them are gone. That means 4, Often when you've got no repetition going on and you're using everybody, you will end up counting down to 1. There shouldn't be some leftover choices. So 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24, times 2. I want to make your action on the video 2 times 2. Boom, 48. Okay. We are going to do this one on a sheet of paper too. 5, 3. Whoops, not F. 3, G. Beth and Gloria. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make Beth and Gloria one person. Not one person, one decision. Okay. So they're just going to be together as a group. They're holding hands. I don't know. They're besties. So really what I'm going to have to decide is I'm going to have to place B and G and 4 other people. So there's really kind of like 5 decisions I'm going to make. I will put BG and then, you know what, the rest. So there's only one of them. And then it's going to be 4, 2, 2, 1. May change my mind on this one after. But that's how my head sees it. Let's just figure this out. So that's 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24. And then I'm going to multiply that by 2 because it could be Beth and Gloria, or it could be Gloria and Beth. So there's going to be, let me do it this way. There's going to be 24 arrangements where Beth is first and then Gloria. And there's going to be 24 arrangements where Gloria is first and then Beth. So they can be in the first spot. Or we could have someone else and then Beth and Gloria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 there. Now 4 people, then these 2, and then 3, 2, 1. And if you notice the numbers are the same, it'll be 24 times 2 is 48. Now we'll put them here. There. There. And you know what? The math is going to be the same every single time. 1 for those guys, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all of these are going to be 48. And you can see when you do cases again, Beth and Gloria can't be at the left-hand side and let's just say at the right-hand side at the same time. You have all these different cases, and that's the different spots that they can be. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that's 240 ways to do this. I think I saved some time because you could have done, I'm just going to show you a couple because I don't want to do it all. You could have stuck with the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And said, we're going to have Beth, and Gloria, and Gloria, and Beth. Maybe a 1 and a 1. Because there's only one Beth, one Gloria, and then there's 4 other people. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then there's 1 Gloria, 1 Beth, and then there's 4 more people to arrange. 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24. And you should be able to continue on and then put them in these 2 spots. It's just going to take an awful long time, but I like the 2/4. So there is our choice. I'm just going to double check my answers to make sure I'm leading you on the right path. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I made a mess, but I just wanted to pause to make sure everything was good here because I started to get worried. Well, it just felt like I was going to have less, or actually I was going to have more lines if I did it this way than doing it this way. Because I thought Beth and Gloria, Gloria and Beth, okay, we get that. But then I was worried that if I just went 1 and put Gloria and Beth like that way, that somehow I would end up with more options. But when I did that, okay, so I got tired of drawing the lines. So I did that, and then I moved them over, and I moved. Anyway, the long and short of it is, they're still going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines, and each one is 24, and 24 times 10 is 24. So either way you do it, you're still going to end up with the same answer. This one is because I've done these questions a lot of times, and I realized the second solution, which, sorry, it got messy, is maybe more intuitive, that you just, okay, we're going to put them together, we're going to flip them, and then we're going to move them over 1 spot, put 1 person in front. So this would be 4, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, and all the way down. So we keep moving them over and over and over, and it worked. All right. I think we have one more question. All right, so these 2, we know this answer is 2. Okay, so this, you could drive yourself wackadoodle. Trying to figure this out. I'm not sure what I mean. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we put Beth here, and they cannot stand beside each other. Then let's say Gloria goes there. 1 there. There's 1 there. And then we throw in everybody else. 4, 3, 2, 1. And oh, look. Surprisingly enough, it's 24. Now, before I go any further, we would have a similar one with Gloria at the front, Beth in position 3. So 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1. I think we should have those guys flip-flop. And then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gloria at the front, Beth here. I know my answer is going to be 24. And we can have 5, 6. And we have Gloria still at the front. Whoopsies. Nope, 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 nope. Boom, boom. Beth and Gloria. But do you see what's happening? Whoopsies. Yeah, I screwed up. There should be over 1. Yeah, I've really messed it up. And there's 24. And then we would move back to here and then to here. Okay, so that's another couple rows, another 4 rows. And we start here. And we go skip 1. Okay. Anyway, you're going to have an awful lot of lines here. And in fact, I'm going to pause. And I'm going to see if I can write it out nicely. And then we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm back. So this is a continuing saga of Beth and Gloria not standing beside each other. We started out Beth in the front, Gloria, there's the 1 person in between. And then we flipped them. That was 24. And then I said, okay, so now we're going to put 2 people in between. We're still going to have them at the front. 2 people, 24, 24. Still at the front. Now we're going to have 3 people in between. 24, 24. So my numbers aren't changing. And then we have them at both ends. But this is the crazy part. What if we don't make them stand in the first position? Then we can have in position number 2, somebody in between, and then 2 people in between, and then 3 people in between, and all of these. There will be 24 ways we can do that. But wait, you ask, couldn't they stand there? And yes, here we go. They can be there in the position 3 with 1 in between, or 2 in between. And then we have our very last position when they are in number 4 and at the end. And when I counted all of these cases up, all of these, I'm too lazy to write it. 24, there were 20 different ways that they could arrange themselves. Well, okay. 20 sets, different spots that these gals could stand, and times 20 is 480 ways to do that. Now, that was a really crazy way to do that question. It's completely right. But you'll notice I turned off the camera to make sure I got it right. But here's Joanne's trick for you for today, for staying through the whole video. Here's the shortcut. Watch for any question where they have to do something. They must stand beside each other, and they must not stand beside each other. And use the complement. So if we go back to the beginning, there's no restriction. So all the possible arrangements, there are 720. There's a subset where Beth and Gloria are beside each other. There's 240 there. So what's out here? 720 minus 240. I really hope that's 480. 720 minus 240. Boom. So instead of this whole page and this whole page and all of that work and hoping you got it in the right spot, all we did was use the complement. So that's going to save you sanity a few times, folks. So remember that. If you have something and the opposite, and you know how many choices there were to begin with, usually you do one, you can get the other one by just subtracting. I hope you remember that trick. It's pretty cool because having to come up with all those cases is a lot of work. Have a spectacular day.